Hey Commanders fans, get ready, because today we have exclusive news about our team, and you can't miss a single detail. So take advantage and subscribe to the channel, activate the bell to receive everything firsthand, and of course, leave a like to strengthen our support and show that there are only true fans here. Our commitment is to always bring you the latest updates, news, and everything that goes on behind the scenes at Commanders. So, without further ado, let's check out today's news. Washington Commanders may prioritize cornerback early in 2025 NFL Draft. The Washington Commanders will enter the 2025 NFL Draft with several needs to be addressed to strengthen their roster and increase their competitiveness next season. Among the positions that need attention, cornerback stands out as one of the most urgent, considering both the talent available on the roster and the long-term uncertainties. Although the Commanders have some promising players in the secondary, there are still questions about the consistency and durability of their current options. Therefore, the team may choose to select a cornerback early in the draft to strengthen their defense and ensure a reliable presence in the sector. The Athletics insider Ben Standig opened the floor for questions from his readers, and one of the main topics addressed was precisely the possibility of Washington selecting a cornerback in the first rounds of the draft, which will take place between April 24th and 26th at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Cornerback options for the Commanders in the draft. According to Standig, there is a strong possibility that two of the top prospects at the position will be selected within the first 20 selections. However, this year's class has a second wave of equally promising talent that could be available to the Commanders with their initial pick. These names include Maxwell Hairston, the fastest cornerback at the NFL Combine, known for his athleticism and agility in coverage. Azariah H. Thomas, a physical defender, standing at 6 feet 2 inches tall, capable of excelling in both man-to-man and ground defense. Siobhan Revel Jr. was considered a first-round pick before suffering a serious injury, torn ACL, in September, which could make his name available later in the draft. Trey Amos and Benjamin Morrison, two other highly rated prospects, projected to go between the end of the first round and the middle of the second. If the Commanders choose to bolster their defense with one of these talents, they could secure a cornerback with great potential to develop into a starter and make an immediate impact on the team's defensive unit. With a young and rebuilding group, drafting a dynamic defender could be essential to elevating the team's level next season. As the draft approaches, Washington fans are eagerly awaiting what decisions the franchise will make and how the team intends to bolster its defense for the challenges ahead. 2025 NFL Draft Scouting Report. Nick Martin, Oklahoma State. Nick Martin was considered one of the top linebacker prospects in the country heading into the 2024 season. But what does his full NFL scouting report look like? More 2025 NFL Draft Profiles. Oklahoma State LB Nick Martin 2025 Overview, Film Analysis, and Scouting Report. Measurables: 5 feet 11 inches, 221 pounds. Player background: Nick Martin came out of Pleasant Grove High School in Texas as a 4-star athlete. He was ranked among the top 25 recruits at his position and among the top 50 prospects in Texas in the 2021 class. An early enrollee, he missed the first game of his freshman season and played in 3 total games, keeping his red shirt. He accumulated just 1 tackle in his appearances against Boise State. He was a special teams ace in 2022 with limited time on defense, making 15 tackles in 13 total games. Martin exploded onto the scene in 2023, proving himself to be one of the best linebackers in the country and starting every game. He finished the season with 140 tackles, 16 tackles for loss, 6 sacks, 2 interceptions, and 1 forced fumble. His final campaign was ended prematurely with a knee injury after 5 games, recording 47 tackles, 1 sack, and 1 forced fumble. Accolades: First Team All-Big 12, 2023. 4th Team All-American, 2023. Strengths/pros. Martin's explosiveness and downfield speed are arguably his best assets, giving him a natural extended impact area and the ability to make plays all over the field. He is a consistently good athlete who can be long at times and finish plays that some other backs can't. He shoots from his hips and generates great momentum toward ball carriers. His energy is sustained throughout contact and drives rushers with great force. His incredibly vicious attitude during tackles increases his chances of forcing turnovers, and once he makes good contact with the ball carrier, he throws them to the ground. Martin's second gear almost always hits when tracking rushers, and he finishes some tackles very well. He has decent potential as a pass rusher, displaying solid strength and getting past blockers to close the pocket. His special teams resume is extensive, and he could be an immediate asset in that department. Weaknesses/cons. Vision, processing, and instincts are the three biggest drawbacks to Martin's game. He lets his eyes drift too often and gets out of plays too easily. His eyes also wander too far downfield, colliding with players in traffic and opening up some underhand routes. He takes too long to identify plays in development, getting caught between multiple assignments and essentially being a non-factor. His roughness causes him to overexert himself early on plays against the run, and he doesn't have the length or quick rotation skills to make up for it. Martin doesn't have the compact moves to plant and shoot to close tackles in traffic, and his size and lower half anchor aren't good enough to sit in his base and hold his ground against bigger blockers. He needs to expand his pocket of moves when blocking, relying too much on thrashing and brute strength. ESPN analyst highlights ideal prospect for Commanders in 2025 NFL Draft. The Washington Commanders enter the 2025 NFL Draft with a clear mission. Find a pass rusher who can pressure and shut down opposing quarterbacks. General Manager Adam Peters has done an excellent job reshaping the roster since taking over, but there are still holes that need to be filled. Rather than spend big in free agency to sign an edge rusher, Peters and head coach Dan Quinn have decided to focus their efforts on recruiting new talent. Luckily for Washington, the 2025 class is loaded with talented edge rushers. The depth at the position means the Commanders don't necessarily need to spend their first-round pick, number 29, on a player at that position, as they could find an impactful name in later rounds as well. If their most desired prospect isn't available, the team still has the option of selecting a player at another position or even trading back in the draft to accumulate more picks. But who would be the perfect fit for the Commanders? That was the question answered by former Washington safety and current ESPN analyst Matt Bowen. In a detailed analysis, Bowen listed the best prospects for each team and highlighted that the ideal player for Washington would be Marshall edge rusher Mike Green. Why is Mike Green the ideal fit for the Commanders? Bowen believes that Green fits perfectly into Dan Quinn's defensive system due to his versatility and the scheme that the coach usually uses. In Washington, Quinn seeks to create favorable one-on-one matchups for his defenders, maximizing their impact on the game. Green fits this model due to his characteristics as a pass rusher. The defender stands out for his refined technique, possessing a complete arsenal of moves to get around blocks and pressure the quarterback. In addition, he demonstrates explosiveness when leaving the line of scrimmage and a work ethic that allows him to continue pressing until the last moment of the play. His versatility is another strength. Green can play on the edge, perform acrobatic moves to infiltrate the interior of the line, and even line up as a stand-up 3 technique, exploiting weaknesses in the interior blocks. In his final season at Marshall, Green recorded an impressive 17 sacks, establishing himself as one of the most productive pass rushers in college football. However, one concern for NFL teams is some character issues raised during the pre-draft process. If he can address these issues, his draft projection could rise considerably, making it unlikely that he will be available at the 29th pick.